Today is a big day for me. I just got the Weilong version 11 and I think everybody knows that Yihan Wang broke the 3x3 world record average recently with this cube. And at the time, it wasn't even released yet, but now it's kind of semi-released, you know, like people bought it, but it's not with them right now, it's still being shipped. Luckily, I got in a little bit before and I have it now. So today, we'll be comparing it to the other Weilongs, the version is probably, this is the V10, this is the V9, okay. So we're going to be comparing it with them, which is obviously the predecessors to this cube, and also the most flagship cube, the Super Weilong V2. And a lot are saying that this cube feels a lot like this one, just half the price, which is going to be very interesting to see. But let's stop yapping and let's start cubing. Let's go. Alright, I'm so happy to finally have this cube. It's been a very long awaited cube, you know, because the V9 and V10, I think they both came out last year. Maybe not, or I actually think. I know that this cube has been long awaited, and especially with it breaking that world record average, it's going to be one that's going to be, you know, a bestseller. It's going to be one that's going to be anticipated, one that's going to be wished to be bought, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, can't wait to try it, especially if it's going to be similar to the Super V2, because obviously I made that cube, so I'm going to be really happy if it's going to be similar or even better, because then I might name this. So let's open it out the box. And just to let you guys know that this is the Weilong V11 8 magnet spring version. So obviously the ball core isn't going to be as good as the 20 magnet, but I obviously had to, you know, take that sacrifice for the sake of not having maglev, because despite the world record being broken on the maglev cube, I'm not going to be able to use it and it's just going to be a waste of my money, you know. But for now, let's open up this amazing cube. Okay, never had this kind of box before. I always had the ones where it's like this, but on both sides. I've never had this one, so it's very interesting. Oh wait, there's stuff here as well, okay. Here, let's see if I can close it. Yep, that's closed. Okay, now, out the box, looks pretty similar to the Super V2 even, you know. And same with the Weilong version 10. You can see that there's a hole here, a hole here, and a hole here. The only one that doesn't have a hole in its corner piece is the Weilong V9. And obviously it doesn't have any magnets here. Then the V10 does have the hole right here, but it doesn't have magnets as well. Then the V2 has the hole and adjustable magnets. And then obviously this cube has the hole and these really weird non-adjustable magnets. But we have to remind ourselves that this is the normal line of Weilongs, not the Super Weilong line. So even though this cube broke the world record, it's actually like not the flagship line, it's like the normal line. It's not budget either, but it's like, it's the middle line, the mid-range. And obviously the Super Weilongs are the very flagship versions. So let's try this cube, let's stop yapping. Like I said in the intro, let's begin. Okay, it's very interesting. The feeling is very interesting. The thing about it is, it's a little bit like, it feels more budget than the Super V2, you know? And I think that's something we have to, you know, not only accept, but we should like expect it. And that's the word I was kind of looking for. But it does feel pretty good. Yeah, it feels nice. Here, compared to the Super V2, I think. No, that's the V10. This is the V2. Here, wait. Okay. Yeah, this one has more clacky, loud sound, but that doesn't really mean much in terms of turning. So yeah, this cube does feel nice. It's a little bit more scratchy than this, but that's probably because this has been set up. So it'll be interesting to see how this cube will feel after setup. But before we do any of that, let's try to do a solve. Let's do a solve. Yeah. Okay, 15 seconds. It's turning that I haven't really felt with Moyu cubes before. It's definitely different compared to all the other 3 cubes. I mean, compared to the Super V2. The V2 is actually pretty similar, but it has much more heavy feel and a much more heavy turning feel compared to this, which is a lot more light and lighter in turning as well. Yeah. It feels a little bit more tactile than the V2, I think. That's yeah, it definitely feels a little bit more tactile. Now compared to the actual Weilongs, not the Super Weilongs, like this is the V9. Oh wait, no, that's the V10. I keep mixing up the you know, the actual V10s and V9s. Anyways, this is the V10. And out of these cubes, I probably dislike this one the most. And I think all of them are great. All of these cubes are really good Moyu cubes and cubes in general. But I don't really like this one in general. And I prefer the V9 to this cube. Because at the start, when I opened it out the box, it felt very fast and very loose. But once I set it up, it's actually now a little bit more controllable than this one, so that's kind of crazy. Anyways, the main battle is between these 2 cubes, and I think in order to make it fair, I have to set this up first. So I want to see what the kind of, you know, tensions I could do with this cube are and stuff like that. So let's get into this. Alright guys, so I finally set up the cube to a way I like it, and I can confidently say that this is one of the best cubes I've ever turned, let alone 3x3. It's probably the best 3x3 I've ever turned. So basically, from basic you know, settings in the core, from that I went to 5 and 5 for both, and I liked it a lot. But then I changed tensions to 4, so elasticity is 5 and tensions are 4. So I only did that to make the corner cutting slightly better, because even out the box it was feeling really good, but I had to tighten everything a little bit down. So yeah, it feels really good now. Then I also put a little bit of heavy lube inside the pieces, and I put 2 drops of Nebula, I think. I put 1 initially, then I tried to put 1 drop of Lunar, and then after that, I swear it was instantly the cube became faster, so I put another drop of Nebula, and now it feels really good, you know. Here, wait. Yeah. Okay, I'm not hitting these TPSs perfectly, but you get the idea. Yeah. So it is feeling really good, but now I have to try it against the Super V2. So I just tried this. Let's try how the Super V2 feels in comparison. Okay, straight away, it feels a little bit slower, a bit more controllable. Definitely a bit more tactile and definitely a lot louder. Yeah. I think the corner cutting is slightly worse on this than on the V11. Middle. Okay. But this. Yeah. A lot more effortless on the V11. So let's do a solve on each and then see how it feels. So let's do this first. No, I did this incorrectly. No. What's going on? Wait, no, I can do that better. Like that. Yeah, okay, that's not a good solve. 21 seconds. So, yeah, that's definitely my fault. I just did like a really weird solution. Okay. Bro, what am I doing? 18 seconds. I don't know what's going on. I'm overthinking these solutions. It's nothing to do with the cube. Let me try one more solve. Come on. Okay. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. Okay, if I didn't absolutely destroy that AUF in a bad way, I mean, then it would have been like sub 15. So despite its clackiness, it does feel very nice. But it's just that sometimes it does feel like it'll lock up. So yeah, here, wait, let me actually do one more solve. I think I'm more in groove with the cube now, you know what I'm saying? So quickly do a solve. Yeah, like that, and then like that, and then like that. Okay, sub 15. Now I have to do a solve on the V2. So, yeah, it feels a lot more like controllable and heavier. So, yeah. Okay, 14.52. So, yeah, it does feel good. I think it's slightly more reliable and a little bit more trustworthy in terms of it'll definitely, like, you can trust it with like not locking up and like giving you better times and being more fluid, but this cube definitely feels better, a lot less heavier, a lot more, you know, less tactile anyway, and I like that feeling. So yeah, it feels nice. It's really contradictory because this one turns a lot, you know, harder because it's a lot more heavier in each turn, but for some reason I'm getting better times, and also I can depend on this cube more. So let me just do one more solve. Okay. Yeah. Okay, 13.84. Pretty nice. Now let's do the V2. Okay. Okay, 12 seconds. Nice. So what I realized is the Super V2 is a lot better for, you know, heavier, more aggressive turning. It's more suitable for that, while this is better for more lighter, accurate turning. You know, it's still able to do aggressive turning pretty well, but it's definitely better if you are more fluid and a lot more, you know, lighter with your turning. And obviously it would help someone like Yihang Wang, you know, get better times compared to the Super V2. So I think it depends on what your preference is. Like if you're a more aggressive turner, you'll prefer the Super V2, but if you're a lighter turner, you'll prefer the V11. So thank you guys for watching the video, and before we go, so let's quickly compare it between the V9 and the V10. So the V9, it's definitely feeling a lot heavier in turning, similar to the Super V2, and then this also feels similar, but a little bit lighter. So basically these two are just like worser versions of the V2. Yeah, and then the V2 is slightly worse than the V11, but honestly it depends because, it depends because if you are a more aggressive turner than the V2, lighter turner V11. So, nice cubes. I think I'll stay with the V2, but I will use this either as a backup, or if I'm able to make this a little bit better in terms of feeling, then maybe I'll use this. So yeah, thank you for watching the video, and click the video on your screen right now. Bye bye.